It still feels weird when two people, who once cared for each other very deeply, turn into enemies who enjoy hurting one another. She felt that was something exceptional whenever you met for the first time. Smart, caring, happy-go-lucky, everything I ever dreamt of in a woman whom I wanted to share my life with. Once the relationship started getting serious, it seemed like we were always meant to be together. I got to love her very much. And she told me one day that she also loved me so much. At first, everything was all right. We were talking with each other for hours, covering topics including dreams, fear, and goals in the future. I always felt that there was something between us that I had never felt before. We have journeyed through laughter, provided strength for each other during the challenging times, and also experienced pure happiness. At that moment, I knew and felt that yes, this love was what I had been looking for all along. The days went on and I realized that there are a few things that have changed in her demeanor. Initially, I attributed them to being the variations that are normal in every relationship. Some individuals mutate. I was ready to accept that fact. Although these changes began to manifest, they became more pronounced. She withdrew, spaced out, and my sweet, approachable wife changed into a very private person, a shell of herself, emotionally unavailable to me. I have done this before, where I can sense there is something bothering my other half, and I directly inquire to know the cause, but she casually dismissed it, saying there is nothing wrong. Yet, at that moment, I knew there had to be some change because life was no longer as before. Somehow I attempted to rationalize it, to tell myself it was just one of the eventualities of being in a relationship. But deep down inside me, there was the hope that we were in love and nothing could break our love apart. But the doubts were there, and, now and then, I was convinced that she was slowly slipping away from me. The harder I looked for common ground, it appeared that there was even more separation between us. Then the day came that altered all this. I discovered that she had cheated on me. The woman who had once said she loved me and who had made me promises of eternity had let me down. She had cheated on me. That feeling was something I could not even compare with any other. It was as if the ground upon which I stood had been pulled out from beneath my feet, and I tumbled into the air in an uncontrolled descent. I asked myself one question again. Why would she do this to me? Alas, what had I done wrong? Undefined. These questions tormented me, wringing every shred of my self-esteem into despair as my heart swelled with anger, sorrow, and confusion. The individual whom I considered to be my closest ally had let me down in the worst way imaginable. After that, she went through days with a thick silence, as if nothing worth living for was near. Finally, the heavy gasp, I tried to trace all steps of our relationships as a couple, hunting for a single indicator of our disagreements from the very beginning. But no matter how hard I tried to figure out the causes, pain persisted. It was a sorrow that raged at the soul of me and made it nearly impossible to consider anything else. Nearing the depths of despair, I began to doubt the existence of love altogether. This raises the question of how something that seemed so right could turn out so wrong. Was it love just a flash in the pan, an emotion so fragile that it could be erased so easily? Such thoughts overwhelmed me, causing confusion regarding all that used to guide me in my belief system. Despite the feelings of pain and rejection that consumed me, I could not resist the urge to want the woman I once knew. At least they were good memories, I thought. The happiness, the comedy, the feeling of her hand in mine, and her voice telling me, I love you. What could an individual who professed to love me so dearly do to me? In the end, I had to face the truth. She had made a choice against us, against the space we had created where love and trust reigned. No matter how painful it was, I realized that it was impossible for me to stay committed to someone who would betray me like that. I had to surrender, not only her, but also the belief in the invincibility of the feeling that fills two hearts. The process of dealing with reality was probably one of the most difficult decisions I have made in my life. That meant affirming that the relationship to which I dedicated plenty of time, energy, and effort come to an end. It meant not being able to avoid the wounds and being okay with mourning over the things that could have been. It meant admitting that I did not have to accept that treatment, even if it seemed like my heart was being ripped from my chest to hear those words. With time, the pain faded gradually and only left behind a vague ache that never ceased to linger completely. I came to a serious understanding of the fact that it was not possible to sit down, close my eyes, and wipe away what had befallen me, or simply bury the pain deep within me. It was about making peace with it, about accepting it as a part of her life, and about continuing on with life no matter what. I also learned that her actions were actually not a measure of my value as a person. She, being a mature woman, made a decision that I believe was not influenced by me, but rather the deep-seated problems she has within her. This made it difficult for me to disentangle myself from the betrayal, but I was ready to ensure that it did not dictate my self-image. From this, I was able to learn that love is not easy and can sometimes be delicate. It is not an easy process that can work without trust, without communication, without respect. That is where any of those elements will cause the heartbreak if they are not well observed. While I realized I am pulled apart from everyone and feel so lonely, I also realized that I am stronger than I ever need to be. I overcame something that was once unimaginable for me and came out stronger and knowing what I truly want in a relationship. I understand that the process of healing is long, and even today, there may be hours that recall and cause a twinge of sorrow. But I decided that on such days, it is important to accept the pain and not let it rule my life anymore, as I do deserve an honest, faithful, and true love that does not try to destroy me. She may have injured me, but she did not destroy me. Instead, I rose again and became stronger as well as smarter. And even if the wounds never heal, they are a small acknowledgement of strength and emotions. Although they have been bruised, it will take me some time. But one day I shall meet a man that will love me in that special way that I require. Until then, I will keep on healing, nurturing, and expecting that somewhere out there is a genuine love waiting for me.